Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. It's Brenda. Hope you all had a fabulous week. It's Friday today, so time for the weekend. Yay! I thought we'd have just a fun little video making these little they could be mini journals, they could be notebooks, they could be yeah, but I put them together just using scraps. I have pieces of file folder. This is an old file folder, and then a couple other pieces here just to make a few. And these ones are a little smaller. I'll just tell you the sizes, but you can do them any size you want. You can even do them like a full-sized journal, but this is 3 3/4 wide by 5 high. So 3 3/4 by 5, those ones. And then the green ones, I think they're just a bit bigger, 4 wide by 5 high. So just a little bit of difference. And I just gathered up some scraps, but look at these. There's some little, I put some little pockets in here, and just using some music paper and some book page. I've been using a Beatrice Potter book. Just, I have some images and I'd like to use them. And then there's a pocket at the back. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. And then the idea is to have them sticking out, and you can rough them up, you can have them straight edge, you can use a ruler, you can tear. It's just a fun little way to mass make these little booklets. So let's get started. Just gather up some stuff. I have my stamps, and I have some you know, these things for stenciling images. And I just have a bunch of little papers. It doesn't matter what kind of paper you use. And I have my stamps. And I was just looking for the little images that I have. So any images you want, you can make them as vintage as you want, as whimsical as you'd like, whatever. But I just have these. I have a few little images from my book here, and I thought they would be just darling to use. So it's just going to be a fun little craft, and yeah. So my first one is this little guy, and what I did is I kind of made them wider, but I didn't like that. I didn't like how it sat. Like, I kind of brought them out like this, you know. I didn't like that. So I'm putting them closer together, just like that. And I'm going to use fabric to close it up. But before I do that, I want to do some stenciling. You can paint, you can spatter, you can do whatever you want. But I'm just going to add like a background instead of full paper. I'm going to use stencils. So I just have a different bunch here that I'm going to use. You see, I've already been using it, so let me just, I make a mess on the desk, and then I have no space. But this is my area of creating, so I need to be mindful of that all the time and keep things out of my way. All right, so just make sure you can see what I'm doing. Just gonna adjust, yeah, excuse me while I move you around a bit, sorry. The arm of the, where my camera sits on can be a pain. So I just have some different colors here. Frayed, burlap, it's all Tim Holtz ink. Ground espresso, mermaid lagoon, picked raspberries. just pick some fun colors that you like, and we'll have a play. All right. Hope everyone is doing good. I've been having a great day. Braden is coming at noon today. So there we go. And it's just to add color to the background. You can add paper. You don't have to stencil if you don't want to. You can do whatever you'd like on it. You can collage, of course, and you can do all that stuff. But I'm just going to add a bit of color. I haven't stenciled in a while. It's kind of fun. But yeah, it's been a while since I've done it. And this is just to add color to your background. Just like that. Very pretty. I'm just going to do one more flower right there. There we go, just like that. And then I'll grab the other one and we'll do the same. Just pick a different pattern on here or something. And if you don't have stencils but you have punches, you can use your punch to cut out shapes and then use that as a stencil. So you don't have to have these types of stencils. So just be mindful of that. You can use your punches. My sponge, where did the sponge? It's just a quick little project and you can just shoot them out in no time, and then you have a bunch of goodies to send in Happy Mail. If you have a pen pal, do swaps. Let me just add a little bit there. There we go, just to add a little bit of extra. All right, so we have those. And I'm just going to, yeah, I didn't do anything to the other side, but we will right now. And then just pick a piece of fabric that you have. These are fabric samples, but everything's falling apart. So yeah, I just leave maybe 1/8 of an inch, just enough where you can put your papers in and have it fold nicely without any issues. So I'm just going to gauge how much fabric I'm going to need. I'm just going to cut it to the height first. Maybe that's a better idea. If you have serrated scissors, use serrated scissors. This stuff is too thick to tear. So I've tried. It doesn't work. All right, so I have it to the height. It doesn't have to be exact. I don't mind having fabric that hangs down. I don't mind that at all. And you gauge just how much you want to use, like have on each cover piece. You can have a lot or a little, just enough so that it's going to be enough to cover. And see, that looks too short, but we're using it, which is fine. There we go. Grab my glue. And the glue was working, so let's hope it's going to keep working. Yep, lovely. And if you're using a thin fabric for your spine, then you make sure just to mush your glue so that it doesn't seep through. Mine is pretty thick, so it should be okay. Let me just line it up on my line here. And if it's not straight, I mean, don't stress about it. It's going to be just fine. There we go. So we'll give that a chance to dry, and then we'll do something on the inside here. And you can add paper here. You don't have to do stencils. You can add photos. You know, you can do anything. There's no right or wrong in what you're making. It's all pretty stuff. And it's all going to be beautiful when you're done. So that's how we look at it. I'm just going to add a little bit of the raspberry in here. I like the contrast of color. Sorry if I was off. And just add these different little bits. Just like that. These are blending brushes. They're actually for makeup, but I got them from the Dollar Tree, and I use them for my ink. Okay. Oop, wrong one. Yep, cross-contamination with the ink color, but oh well, it happens. Put the lid on that, maybe it'll be good. There we are. Any color you want to use. It doesn't have to be a specific color. Like if you like a certain color, use it. It's all gonna look good in the end. I think I'm gonna leave it just like that. So something so simple, you know, actually, sorry, let me put some stuff down the side like that. Why not? It all looks good, and it all adds prettiness and dimension. And so there's the cover, and then you can just dress it. I have my little pictures here, and some of them, whoops, grab a smaller one maybe. Just like that. Ink it up. If you don't like all that white, then just tear it away closer to the picture. Maybe I'll try and do that. This paper is very good quality. It's a thicker paper too, which is really nice. I just don't like the little points when you tear. I try to get them off as best I can. So there we go. So it's a little smaller. So then I'll just grab the ink. And you can probably fit about 9 pages in, maybe 10. Depends on if you're looking for that chunky look. But yeah, I'm just gonna pop that right there. And you can put words on here. You can, well, you know, you dress it up any way that you like. If you're doing making a journal with a certain theme, then you can do these little booklets with that theme in mind, and then you can just pop them in a pocket of your journal. There we go, just like that. And then the pieces that you have left, you can make pockets. So that might be too short, but I have this other piece here. I'm going to cut it in half, and then we'll see what we have. You can do side tucks with them, you know, you can just pop them down here like that. You don't have to keep it this thick, obviously. But I'm just going to cut it down, and I'll make bottom pockets for this one. It's just gauge how big you want it. And then I'm gonna just pop it onto this one and use it as a guide. There we go. There, just like that. And then you've got yourself 2 pockets. You can make them shorter if you want. Actually, I think I will. I just don't want it to interfere with the spine. There we go. There, just like that. And this glue is very good. It's just the tacky glue that I use. It works well. And this fabric likes to fray, so that'll add another little look to it as well when that starts. You can just pull at it. And do you have plans for the weekend? Are you guys doing anything? Do you have to work? Hopefully you'll be able to get into your craft room and do some creating. So there we go. There's our pockets and our cover. And let's just grab up some paper. Let me get rid of my mess here first. There we go. Yeah, I didn't keep those little ends. So I just have book page. I think I have some other stuff here too. Music page. But this is the index of songs. So I'll just use a couple of those. Okay. Book page, and then a couple pages of these. I don't know how many that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have a book of plants. It's kind of ripped, I know, but it'll be all right. As long as, the idea is, as long as it's longer than your book, like wider and taller. That's the look we're going for right now, and I'll show you why. I'm just gonna fold these in half. And then, yeah, like I say, you can just start mass producing them. This one, I don't know if it's going to be tall enough. And if it isn't, then I will show you what we can do to give it the same look as the rest of it. Let's just work with this. I'm going to put my pages the way I want them. This one I don't know if it's going to be long enough, but I'm going to put it at the bottom because I like that rough edge the way it is right there now. Yeah, and I just have a piece of my colored paper that I did with the food color. So, okay, so I'm going to pop it just right there. I'm going to put it in snug. I'm going to grab my little clip here and hopefully it will hold it. Just get that out of the way. Okay, so if you want to just tear them, let me just turn it around. If you're going to tear them, then just start tearing, and you want to leave a little extra over your cover. So this paper doesn't tear very well. Not very nice anyway. So I'm going to grab this. So I'm doing single pieces. If your paper's thin enough, you might get away with doing more than one at a time. And then you just tear your pages. Have a little bit of fun. I like tearing paper. When it works. If it doesn't, you know, you just, I don't know. Let me just get it started at the end here. But I don't know if you like the ratty look or... Just tear off that. So you have a little scraggly edge. Do you see that? Kind of scraggly, kind of fun. And then you just go down the side and do the same thing. So you're going to do it all the way around. I will show you a different version of doing this if you don't like this way. And then it's just taking your paper. I'll turn it over because the pages are different sizes. So let's do the bottom here. See if I can grab it all. Nope. Wishful thinking that was. Sometimes it's nice to try different things and do it on camera, and that way you guys can see as well, right? Because you might enjoy this too. I'm just going to grab up these edges that didn't get a chance to tear, and the plant paper is quite thick, so it's kind of a hit and miss trying to get it. All right, so let's take that off. So there we go. So you have them. I just adjusted them a little bit. And what I'm going to do for this one, the other two that I had done, I sewed with my machine. This one, I'm going to use my stapler. Just for, you know, my sewing machine is right there, but you don't have to listen to the noise of it. So I just have my stapler. I just opened it, and this is the cork board that I picked up from Dollar Tree. They have them there, so I'm just going to hopefully do it in the middle. I didn't even check. All right, so I might put one in the middle too, just to be on the safe side. Well, one of them's a bit off, but it's okay. So then I'm going to just fold them over. We'll make it work. And I'm just going to use my scissors to put them down. Oops. There we go. Fold it back up. And there we go. We have a nice little notebook. You can come back and put glue on there because it's, I only put glue at the edge where they were attaching. So I can just add glue there and it'll all stick down nicely. But how cute is that? To send to somebody and you have all your little scrappy papers in here, and then you can just put some ephemera pieces into the pockets. So let's see what I have here. Well, not those. Here I have some flashcards, Tim Holtz flashcards. And why not? Friend. And then in the back, my stapling was a little bit questionable, but you know, I'm not striving for perfection. There's some little tickets in here, just like that. So look at that. So cute, right? And then you can come back and you can ink it all. And I just took my dauber and just started running my ink all over it. And you can do any color, of course. Use your reds and your pinks, your blues. They would all look amazing. I just picked the green because of the picture. But you can, whatever images you're using, it's all going to be lovely. So cute. Around the corners if you want. Right? Okay, let me just quickly throw that away. And then I'll show you the other way that I had done. And that's just using a ruler instead of tearing, which I find the ruler is a lot easier. So let's use this. I'll use this one. Get rid of this for a second. So this one, there's not going to be any, if you want to stencil, you can stencil on the one side. But I'm going to just add the fabric. First, cut it down to size. Just do this. And I like the frayed edges, so we might just have that frayed edge sticking out. If it's crooked, don't worry about it. It's all good. Okay. That's good. And then we just have to figure out how far over you want it to be. So it's about 2 inches wide. That's what I cut. Do the same thing with the glue. I'm going to bring it out just a little further this time. There we go. You see, it was a sample, so it still has some paper on. Some of them were very easy to take apart, and then others not so much. All right, oops. There we go, just like that. And then I just have some book page. I think that's what I had. No, I had actually used the other, I used the file folder for the other one, but I thought we would do this with this. Oh no, sorry, I'm right. This one I used the file folder. I just put this on the wrong side. Can I take it off? Oh, I can. Sorry about that, guys. Guys, you're not, there's guys, but there's girls too, so I apologize for that. I don't know where that comes from. Okay, let's try again. Put it on this side. That looks better. Yeah, I had the green on the inside so that I didn't have to add anything, but because there's glue there now and I want it to look a little better than that, I'm just going to add some book page. There are never mistakes. There are only opportunities to do something else, right? And that's what I always try to say. It's all going to be beauty when you're done. So I'm just going to add that there. Maybe this. I know I inked the wrong side, but that's what happens when I don't look at the opposite side to see what it looks like. But it's easy enough to come back and add ink, isn't it? Oops. There we go. This time I looked at the opposite side. Yep. Sorry, little decision there. There we go. And it doesn't have to be all over the place like your paper. It can just be one area like this if you like. And then there's the start. Just fix that a little bit. There we go. Just like that. All right, and we'll do our front. Let's see, I'm just gonna, don't use that one. This is fired brick. So I'm just going to add a little color. Just trying to use up some different colors that I haven't used in quite some time, and why not? If you have a bunch of inks, then start playing. There we go. Add it to your fabric on your side there, and then you can just come in and add some to the sides. There we go, just like that. All right, so let's grab an image. These little squirrels. Take off a bit of the white here. You can put a collage, do some collaging on the front as well, since it's just the plain. So what do I have here? This is just a piece of the plant paper, just the index of it. So let's just grab a piece of that. We'll put some on here, just so it's not such a stark plain background. Quick little distress there. It's okay if you go over your your fabric there. It looks good. No matter what you do, it's going to look fabulous. Just need another little piece of paper somewhere. Oh, here I thought I was so prepared, and I'm not. Not really. There we go. Just another piece of scrap. Trying to use it everything I can for scrap. So I'm just going to take a bit of that white edge off. There we go. Tacky glue gives you a couple of seconds to move your paper around, but once it sets, it's not going anywhere. There we go. And of course you can embellish them as little or as much as you like on the covers, but my idea was to just find something that I could do that's flat. It can go in flat mail. You can put more than just 2 pockets here. You know, you can add quite a few pockets if you'd like. Just do a row like 3 and 3 and have them as tuck spots. But where's my piece of fabric? And you don't have to use the fabric as the pockets if you don't want to. I'm going to put these ones on the sides, so let me see how good I am at cutting down the center. There we go. Cut a little bit off the bottom. Just like that. I hope I haven't been off camera any of this time. Goodness. Just cut a bit off of this bottom. And just like that. Oh yeah, that'll be fine. Let's do that. It doesn't have to be at the edge of the cover, you know, you can have a little bit of, you can have a little edge there. It doesn't have to be right at the end. There we go. Glue everywhere now. Alright, so then there's the tuck spots and the cover. You can dress the back if you want. You can just add an extra pocket at the back if you want. But let's get our pages in there, and then we can get on with our day. I'm just checking to see. They might work. We'll find out. And if not, then you can also fold them in such a way that the edge will come out. And these are just all cut-offs. They're all pieces that I've had laying around, sitting around. Like that piece is going to be too short for doing anything with, but that's okay. Just grabbing paper. Let's see. Just grab a few sheets and then put them in whatever order you want to see them in your book. Got some music. I think there's 2 pieces here actually. Yep. Let's take it apart. Don't need 2 of them the same, side by side. There we go. Yep, just trying to make sure that there's paper at the top and at the bottom. And then I have a couple of my colored sheets here. Might as well use a couple of those as well. And you can come back and add pockets on your pages if you want, little tuck spots, whatever you'd like. Oops, let's get that back in there. And then the other long one, and we'll see how it's gonna work. So what I do, I'm just gonna set it on there, my clip. So then for this one, if you don't want to tear, use your ruler. Just come back and use your ruler. And with a ruler, it's easier to tear. You see that? That just tore so nicely. And then I just bring it a little bit out from the cover piece, and then I just start tearing. And then you have these little pieces of paper, but it's all good. Right? Just take that off. There we go. Tear them all down. So whatever look you're going for, or you don't even have to have them hanging over. You know, you can just have them as the same size as your cover. Like, this is just a fun way to show off your papers that you have inside. Oh, that came off nicely. And then these ones were shorter, of course, so didn't really work with the ruler either, but then you can just come back and tear them off. And so there's that, with lots of garbage by the time you're finished, but that's okay. So there we go. So again, this one I will staple. I didn't even count the papers that we put. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 8 pages in this one. All right, let me grab my tools that I need to staple and just hold it in place. There we go. You can sort of see where the fold is in the fabric there. Well, that was a little better than my first attempt. There we go. Just grab my scissors. Maybe try the handle. Whatever's easiest. Use a bone folder to help flatten them. I just don't want to anybody to poke themselves, so that wouldn't be good. This one is having issues. There we go. That's better. All right. And then you can come back and just ink all around it. I have this frayed burlap. It's a nice browny kind of color, but you can just come in all the way around if you want. And like I say, you can dress up the back if you want, but I just think these are so cute. Whoop. Without the fabric attaching itself to me. I'm just going to make this one a little shorter. That's better. There we go. And on the back, if you want to add a pocket or something, you can do that. But there's booklet number. Well, do a couple of them with you today, so that's pretty good. And then I just have these little labels to put in here. You can put anything. You can make tags, pop them in there, whatever you'd like. I have some little labels here, just different shapes and colors and stuff, but you can pop them in there just like that. And there we go. Beautiful. And there's what we have. This is the one we made today, yes. So we made 2 together, and I made 2 my prototypes. So we have the torn and then the ruler. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I'm so happy that you guys came to craft with me today. I hope you have a very blessed weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you to each and every one of you. I appreciate you all. Take care. God bless. Bye for now.